Washington likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Nebraska's offense will have the first possession of the game. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running. Position, David, this guy did it.
He was a monster. And I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he could hurt you, and he could be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing. Tackling, staying in your gaps, waiting at the point of attack, getting as many hats to the football as humanly possible because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but what a challenge this defense faces today.
Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Gonna take a shot. He's got it down the left side. And that one looked as if it might go all the way, but they picked up more than 40 yards before the touchdown-saving tackle. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Got his man on the right. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a new set of downs. Trying to cap this drive with a pass. Buys a little extra time. Throwing right. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Behind the chains now on second and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Under fire. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Second down coming up. Looking to fire. Going for it all. And it's caught! Touchdown, Nebraska! Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
So the Washington Huskies offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And, guys, we talk about how tight ends are a quarterback's best friend. Boy, this guy may take friendship to a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's so nice to have a guy that the size, the athletic ability, and here's why it's always so good. Jesse, what do you want?
Breaks into the open. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. Part of the DNA of the Washington offense has been a guy who can get it done with his arm.
And just finding a guy that makes everybody around you better, that can make the right decisions, that can highlight your skill positions. That's what gets the Washington fans going crazy, going nuts, and that's when they have those great football teams.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And the defense drags him down.
Well, it's a great job by the receiver fighting back across the DB there to get to the inside, locate the ball, and catch the slam.
Off play action. Here's the pressure. Buys a little time. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. Washington sends out the punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Wants to return it. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Got a man. It's Johnson. He finds enough room to get it up to the 28-yard line before going out of bounds. Line getting set on second down. Might be calling a hot route. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. Going for the big play. A full dive to haul that one in.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. He wants to throw it again. Caught in the backfield, it's Johnson. Turning it on! He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. And the Huskers look to keep this drive humming. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the middle. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it. Backed up now. Here's second and long. He'll try to pop the draw. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. The Huskers look to do some damage in the red zone. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. He caught it. They will score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. He'll try to tack on one more. Field shrinks. Tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. Let's talk for just a second about Washington. Every team needs those big dudes up front, and man, they got a mauler from the high school recruiting ranks. Big four-star D lineman. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Well, you see the excitement from the fan base and the reaction. It's all over the place, and you understand why. Because just being able to have that size at that position, play the defensive line, is so important for these college teams. He'll fit right in.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. Second time today they've been forced to punt. Here's the return. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. Back to throw, it's Raiola. Makes the catch, it's Hunter.
And as a quarterback, when you're facing man coverage, you've got to find your best one-on-one matchup. That receiver did a tremendous job. Quickness, changing direction, out of his break, able to create separation. There was no question the quarterback was going to target that receiver on that play.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, first and 10. Looking downfield on first down. The sure hands, it's Barney. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. Quarterback extends the play. There he goes. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play. The Cornhuskers will line it up on first and 10. The offense changing the play. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Now the play fake. He'll take a shot. Trying to bowl his way in. And he'll step out of bounds just short of the goal line. Almost a touchdown, but not in there yet. This defense might be reeling after those last two and now facing first and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Huskers! They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here this Week 11 performance. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
Man, he's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Hand off from the shotgun. Got enough for the first. And he's brought down after a nice gain. It's a 1st and 10. Defense in press coverage. Looking to throw on first down. Oh, they're after him. Going to try to get it himself. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Gives it on the option. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke. Not much room to run. The Huskies are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss. Washington sends out the punt team. They'll look to pin him deep. Trying to play a little field position with that high punt. That's where they'll mark it down, and the next snap will come from just inside the 30-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive, an absolute, he hurls one deep down the left side. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20. After that huge play, let's see if they can punctuate it. It's 1st and 10 from the 20. He'll toss it. He's guided out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 6-yard line, and this defense has to be reeling. And the Huskers will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. Scanning the field, it's Raiola. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Pressure coming. Grabbed behind the line. It's Johnson. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. They've worked it down to the 4-yard line, but now it's 3rd and goal. Wide receiver comes in motion. On the jet sweep, racing for the edge and the sticks. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Nebraska!
Well, this thing's turning into a rout, and it's turning into a rout quickly. Really nice job by the offense there, but it's not just them. Their defense is getting it done. Their special teams are getting it done, and it just feels like they're really feeding off of this home crowd and their energy. This has been the definition of home field advantage in this football game.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Quickly complete. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down. Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. They've got it at the 37, it's 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Got it in the middle, it's Harris. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Washington wants to go quickly. Wants to fire on 2nd down. He uncorks one deep. Found the spot in the defense. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw again. Caught over the middle. It's Williams. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. And the Huskies come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. Headed to the end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, let's just call it like it is. The 1st half has been ugly for this offense. Not a lot to cheer about until that play right there. They finally score. We've seen crazy things happen in college football. They're way down on the scoreboard right now, but anything can happen, and anything can change after you score like that.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the 1st half. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Throws to the tight end. Got his man downfield. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards, and we're in the 1st half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Johnson. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Pocket breaking down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. The offense will quickly use a timeout. They'll have just enough time to get 1 more snap before the half. Quarterback making checks. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Plenty of time in the pocket, and he'll sling it out to the left. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lincoln, but let's just go with notable.
The Huskers will kick it off to start the 2nd half. Bringing it back. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They come into this 3rd quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be 1 drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops, so this is a critical drive here for this offense.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Breaks into the open. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. Washington right back to the line.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he...
That's a live ball. And they put it on the deck, but it gets out of bounds to avoid the turnover. The Huskies have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Wide receiver going in motion. Off the play fake. Here's a heat. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
I know it's something we take for granted, guys, but the Q did a great job there with the play-action fake. He really took his time and sold it. And that's what froze the linebackers in the second level of the defense to help make that completion a whole lot easier.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Back to pass on 2nd down. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. And that's a live ball behind the line. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. The hand to the running back. On the move at the 30. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. The Cornhuskers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Finding an escape route. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. He'll keep it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. And the Huskers will punt it away on 4th down. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. Nice job to make the fair catch at the 16. Make sure that ball didn't bounce into the coffin corner. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Ball security going to be paramount this time, Jesse.
Yeah, and sense of urgency, too. They're trailing in this game right now. The turnover wasn't great. So, David, they really got to be able to put something positive together on this drive.
Put something positive together, be aggressive, but don't be reckless. Can't have any more of those turnovers.
Catch in the middle, it's Williams. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. Rush is on him. And the missed connection on 3rd down. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. They'll have to punt for the 4th time today. Hauls it in, looking for space. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stopped. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. He can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground. Turning it on. Defense trying to take it back.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. That's reeled in. It's Harris. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. Steps away to find some room. The defense is there, and a great job to keep him from getting to that first down marker. He's hard to get a handle on. It'll be 4th and short. Trying to keep this drive alive. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on 4th down. One back in the backfield. He gets the carry. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Using his legs, it's Ives. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Here comes the option. He'll pitch it. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And how about the timing on that pitch? The Huskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They've been running it, but now the pass. Quickly out to the tight end. He's out across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and execution continues to be key. The play action fake. Snagged in the middle. It's Markway. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. The Cornhuskers are moving quickly down the field. They're going to run it. There he goes. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. And the Huskers pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Wants to throw. It's Raiola. Got him downfield. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. And they take it in for 6 more points. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And how about it? Everyone getting involved, getting the big tight end involved. This offense has done an unbelievable job scoring points. This defense has had no answers. Just keep it rolling, offense.
The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complimentary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Off the play fake on first down. Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down. It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Wants to throw on first down. He's going to run it. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself? They've got it inside the 30 at the 28. First down. Looking to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Green. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. From the gun. Here comes the heat. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. It's third and goal and a long way from the end zone. He's got it again. Tripped up for the tackle. A field goal does not top the list of most helpful things at this juncture, so they'll go for it on 4th down. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. Touchdown, Huskies! They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
Yeah, nice pitch, nice catch. And listen, maybe this helps next game, right? Like, we're trying to find a rhythm, find something that works, find somebody to go to. And this offense is struggling, and you're down by 1,000. But I like that they continue to fight.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You've put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills, and they've got it at the receiver position. So if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day. And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but like, let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know a lot's went wrong, but like, let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Leaves it with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Second down, they'll go to the air. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the second down misfire. On third and long, try to convert through the air. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. Under fire. That's caught. It's Alston. He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Single back formation, and they give it to him. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. And they get him on the ground, and that's going to do it. Ball game is over.